Into October. In the backyard, things are winding down. And I did spend all day yesterday cleaning up because it's been a raging mess. It's still kind of messy, but it's better. Tradescantia, baby. Basil's still going. I'll cut on it a whole bunch. Goth Girl planter and the Antisip that kind of popped up and did what it wanted. You see this kind of didn't go as planned, but these little guys, I'm hoping these are perennials because they seem to be pretty happy. Angelonia is a nub. Mama Tradescantia. I cut down all the Antisip in there because it was just super sad. I did deadhead the dahlia. As you see, it's covered in powdery mildew. Bless it. We've had tons of rain followed by tons of dry, so it's been feast or famine all season long. I do have one little rose. Some new growth happening, so she's doing fine. I did clean out my greenhouse yesterday. I put away all the pots and things and tried to move in my citrus. So this lemon that I grew from seed that's always been particularly, they're not particularly happy. Still doesn't look very happy. I did water it yesterday. I feel like it needs a lot more than that, but I took down everything that was in here, and there are potatoes down in there, probably too late, but that is an eggplant that I doubt I'll get any eggplant from. Bay laurel, I think she'll fit in here. So everything stuffed into the greenhouse now. Took out all the other racks, and because I basically was using this almost like a shed, which, they say you shouldn't do, but, sometimes you don't have a choice. And sometimes you're just too busy. So these are all the starts that I started in like August. So I doubt they're going to be big enough to fulfill their destinies, but we're going to give them a shot, I think. And probably do the latest winter planting ever. So my lemons, they're all coming along. There is one ripe lemon because there's 2 generations of fruit on it. That's the Lisbon lemon there. This is the Meyer lemon. Little smooth guys. And again, she looks peaky, like she needs some vitamins maybe. But she's still kicking. Bear's lime has baby limes on it, and some almost ready limes. Yep. And then my yuzu, again, I feel like she probably needs some things, needs some vitamins. A little tomato. And honestly, I think that was a cutting that I just popped in, and she did okay. She's got some flowers, and if we're going to get tomatoes off it, and I honestly don't remember what kind of plant it is either. I think it's a creme. So yeah, it actually is the most organized it probably will ever look, and hopefully I will get that guy and the bay laurel in there, and at least one of them can go inside if not. And I will have to take them in if it gets too much below freezing. Like, it can handle a little bit of freezing in there, but when it gets really cold, they gotta come in the house. And then they spend most of the winter inside annoying my husband. So asparagus bed and pineberry, like, they've been putting out new shoots left and right, so I take that as a good sign, like they're happy. So yeah, I've still got 2 years because some of these are new this year in there. The clump that's kind of back there is older, so I can cut on it next spring, but everything else needs some time. Everything back here is looking pretty good. Cranberry viburnum, the passion fruit vine, she did pretty well, so hopefully, I'm sure all this is going to die back maybe to the ground. We'll see, but I'm hoping if I put enough mulch on her and she's got some stones to keep her warm, that she'll come back and just be super happy and take over the fence, and maybe we'll have passion fruit one day, which would be wild and so cool. Mango pawpaw has settled in well. little blackberry, serviceberry. Walk through. I did chop down my comfrey pretty much to the ground yesterday and put that in my compost. Blackberries, I am sad to say, this is evidence of cane borers. So these are going to have to come down, which means I'm not going to get blackberries for 2 years. So that super stinks. Clematis, there you go. The one in the front, 2 in the front don't look as good, and I think I forgot to talk about those. This one, I don't see, like that might be a cane borer there, but it looks like it has some kind of gall at the root. I need to look that up. What the hell, man? Blackberries are supposed to be easy. So yeah, that one's definitely going to have to come down though. This one might have to come down. Black Jewel raspberry, that sent canes all over the place. I did cut some, you can see there, cut them back. And I'm probably going to have to cut them again, but it was just sort of like trying to get a handle on what even is happening with it. My contender peach is looking better than I think my other peach ever did at this point. Hardy kiwi, the newer of the two, which has grown the most, so she likes that spot. So blueberries, and on my trellis here, I decided, because we couldn't even keep up with the beans. They're still making beans, but I was like, you know what? I'll just let them go, and I'll let them go to seed. I have a couple of odd tomatoes in there as well. Little cherry tomatoes. Celery is looking good. Brussels sprouts will never Brussels. Maybe they will Brussels. I don't know. We probably need a lot more nitrogen than they've gotten. Like, again, okra plant. Got a handful of okra off of. And I've cut all of this down to almost nothing, and it's come back, so that's wonderful. Get one more harvest off of it. Might need to do the same for my oregano. The nasturtiums keep blooming, and they've kind of taken over the entire walkway. I did cut down my giant kale. Again, we'll see if she comes back and gives us some more leaves. The rose is about to bloom like crazy. It's got a bunch of buds on it, so that's very exciting. And lavender, all my peppers, they're still going. They all look a little sad. Like I said, I watered back here yesterday, but it was just definitely at a deficit. So poblanos, banana peppers. This is an Ashe County pimento, which that's quite large for one of those guys. They're usually pretty small, but they're very sweet, really tasty. Those have been really good this year. Developed in Ashe County, so not too terribly far from here. Purple Beauty peppers, doing pretty good. Oh, and see some of these. These are the 1,500-year-old Cape beans. Those are seeds I got from Baker Creek. So I'm sure we'll have some hybrids if I try to plant those. Tomato nut there. I think those are maybe green zebras. It's hard to tell. Some Murasaki pepper has been crazy. Couldn't keep up with those. Couldn't eat all these if I tried. They do, I think maybe they turn color, because my friend had some and they were red. So, yeah. And shishitos, these little guys, which also are prolific, also turn red, and guess what? They get really hot. Really hot. I did not know that, and I found out the hard way. Poblanos. Onion crisp apple with the castor bean plant that's taller than it behind it. Yep. Rhubarbs. Didn't talk about the rhubarbs. There you go. And there's also some asparagus in there. So the Black Jewel raspberry coming through. Sage, I probably need to give a hard haircut to. It also is in the walkway. More Brussels sprouts. I know I should have taken these tomatoes off ages ago. I got tons of borage sprouting everywhere. Roselle, it took all season, but probably because it was sharing a lot of space with brassicas that were never doing what they're intended to. But yeah, so we'll have some fresh Roselle calyx for tea. Tomato, artichoke, again the healthiest artichoke I've ever had. I did cut some leaves off of it yesterday, but wish they could just all look like that. This is one kale plant that has been cut on a whole bunch, and it looks like a shrub now, or a cluster of them. I do have in this bed, and I did put seeds in. I think I put in some beets and some chard and things like that. And the squirrels have dug them all up. I did have a little few babies, but they're gone now. So more evidence that I cannot direct seed anything. This chard has been kicking all summer. Keeps going. And this little watermelon decided to watermelon, and I haven't had the heart to tell it it's almost winter. But you know, we'll let her stay there. We'll let her hang out, see what happens. Fig tree, I've gotten some figs off of this year, so that's awesome. First year of figs, and one day it will be so prolific we won't be able to give them away fast enough. Our last fig tree did that in our last home. So these carrots that are probably getting close to me needing to pull them up, they're also getting dug up by squirrels, and the greenery eaten by bugs, and also groundhogs. The groundhog dug a hole here, hence the pipes and things. There's the other hardy kiwi. This is the older one, but it was attached to this fence that had to be replaced because a tree fell through it during Helene. But so this is all this year's growth. This was basically down to that. So she's recovering, which is awesome. Blackberry, that I haven't looked at these canes to see if they have borers yet. So hopefully, maybe we will have blackberries from one plant. I don't know, we'll see. Pawpaw, doing excellent. She did make flowers this year, so maybe next year is our year for fruit. But then maybe she's got to wait for her friend to get bigger. I don't know. That is a pink lady apple. She's done very well in this spot. This is the, I don't know, I can't remember which way around these are. This is maybe the Czech 17. They're Czech 17 or Indigo Treat honeyberry. This one seems to be doing okay. I did just put compost on these guys and water them really good yesterday. That is the Coshing quince. You see all of the raspberries that spilled out of the bed and went all over the place. I do have a maple tree that has grown down and is shading everything. So, and the limbs are way high up and big. So I don't know that we're going to be able to get it managed on our own, but maybe we'll try. My original blueberry that I'm thinking about moving in the spring, because she's really spindly for being like 7 years old, especially because like these pink lemonade blueberries seem to be much happier. There's another one in there that is a blue jay or a blue ray. One of those. I get them and I forget which ones. So this would be the Crimea. Yep, Crimea quince. She struggled a little bit at first, but she caught up. So this one is the Indigo Treat, which means the Czech 17. And I think it's got some little nubs on it, so I don't think it's dead. So yeah, like you probably can't. Maybe I can tell there. Focus. You're not gonna focus on that. There's some little green nubs, so I think maybe it's just gone to bed for the winter. I hope. Then my Suncoast nectarine. which is awesome. She's doing great. There's my dog. That's Minerva. There's my garden buddy. And my peach grown from seed. I forgot to talk about what's in the green stalk. That's okay. It's mostly strawberries. I did plant a little bit of lettuce in there, some herbs. And then, let's see there. Look at the hydrangeas over here. Ignore all the mess I'm navigating between. Baby hydrangea over here seems to be recovering pretty well. These guys have been pretty hardy. So hydrangeas, baby hydrangea. I did have a little bit of dieback. My heucheras and a mystery canna. Those are some things that snuck under the fence. And then, yeah, that's all lamb's quarter that was in front of my windows. So I'll come back. Fennel that's coming back from, I guess, the roots. And this was colocasia, I believe. And I need to divide it, I think, dig it up so I can have some next year. And then, yeah, strawberries coming out all over the place. Still have a little bit in the way of, I think that's cilantro that's gone straight to seed. A little bit of basil, lettuce. That one looks like it got maybe eaten a little bit. Lemon balm. Yeah. And I guess I'll end right back where I started. At my porch, that's all celery that I'm hoping will make through the winter right by my door. Needs a lot of water, so I'm hoping I'll remember if it's right by the door. We'll see. I think that's it.